Hey, it's Jim, and this is level 3 of the CFA program, the Private Markets Pathway, and the learning module on preserving the wealth. I'm guessing you guys are noticing that these learning modules are getting longer and longer. This one is no exception. So what we've done for you is divide this into two parts. Part 1, human capital, which is the first two LOSs, and we have about 50 slides on this one, and then we'll come back and talk about inflation in the next one. And that's only about 25 slides. So lots and lots of stuff to get through and some really good end of learning module questions that I want to mention. So let's go ahead and start with this kind of concept of wealth preservation. But this, of course, should be familiar to you after watching a couple of my recent videos and then even going back to the introduction of the policy statement back in level 1. So what the Institute used to do back when I was in the program is this concept of human capital was, it was of course mentioned and probably tested, I don't remember, but really there's an emphasis on it now in recent years. So protecting and maintaining both financial capital and human capital, and then these are to meet goals. Now remember, we just had really good conversations on, these goals-based and objectives that could be short-term, intermediate term, or long-term. But this concept of wealth preservation, the focus is on long-term. So don't miss a question in which you're thinking about those goals-based stuff versus this wealth preservation. So what are the key objectives here? You probably know this without reading this learning module. Safeguard investments. What does that mean? It would be nice if life were like this. Can you see that's an upward slope? It'd be nice if life were like that. But of course, nothing goes in a straight line upwards. There's lots and lots of this. So we need to worry about market volatility. And those of you who are younger, our recent 9% inflation here in the United States, that's a really good indication for you guys that inflation still is a huge fear. It is a huge factor. For years and years, inflation was 1% or 2%, and people were like, well, you know what, we really don't care about inflation, and let's not really worry about it too much. But the Institute has long been a proponent of making certain that there's an inflation component in that return objective for individual and institutional clients. So note down at the bottom left there, we've written the terms other economic risks. So in one of these cases or vignettes, the Institute could give you some other economic risk, like COVID. I mean, it doesn't have to be the 2008 financial crisis. It could be something health-related. It could be climate change. It could be, didn't I read somewhere recently, there's an asteroid that's going to come, within, I don't know, 1 million miles of Earth or something, and so people are going to freak out. So, is that an economic risk? Of course, it's some kind of economic risk. That'd probably fall under the category of operational risks that we've talked about.